Today we're going to talk about families of quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals are any four-sided flat shape, a 2D shape. So anything you can draw like on a paper that has exactly four sides that are connected and closed are in the quadrilateral family. There's different ways you could classify quadrilaterals, but we're going to classify them in terms of some of the properties and patterns you might find. So let's look at the first kind of pattern. So imagine that you only have one side of parallel lines. So there's four sides. Imagine only one of them is parallel and the other two are not parallel, meaning that at some point they'll cross. This right here is called a trapezoid. That's the family it belongs to. Now we can think of another family where um, all sides are parallel. So we can think of these two being parallel. But what if it so happened that these guys over here were also parallel? Well, this family would be called the parallelograms, right? And of course, we have to have a last family, right? So we have one side being parallel, both sides being parallel. What if no sides were parallel? An example of that would be a kite. See here that there are no parallel sides. If I drew it right, there's no parallel sides. So that would be, an example of that would be a kite, or what you might call, um, well, we'll leave it at that. Not kite or kite. Perfect. Now, if you look at the parallelogram family, we can actually see a couple different types of parallelograms. So one parallelogram might have all equal angles. And if you do that, if you make sure that the opposites are parallel and that they have to have all equal angles, namely that they're all 90, you actually will make a rectangle. So that's inside the family of parallelograms. It's a rectangle. It's a special type. It's just a parallelogram with all equal angles. Another special type is a parallelogram with all equal sides. That, if I could draw better, and all the side lengths are equal. So these straight lines just mean that the sides are equal. Like when you think of straight lines like this, so anything with the double dash means they're all equal to each other. These little arrows are indicating whether something is parallel or not. So the fact you have exactly 1 and 1, and this has two little arrow things, that means those sides are parallel. So because I double dash all of them, that means all those sides are equal. So this is called a rhombus. It's just a parallelogram with all equal sides. Now you could have something that has all equal sides and all equal angles, and that turns out to be a square. So it has all 90s, right? So it meets the definition of a rectangle, and it has all equal sides. So it meets the definition of a rhombus. So a square is both a rhombus and a rectangle at the same time, and it's definitely a parallelogram. It's inside that, and it's definitely a quadrilateral, which captures all the different types. So those are the basic kind of categories you can find yourself in. You have one set of parallel sides, exactly one, you're in the trapezoid family. If both sides are parallel, you're in the parallelogram family. And there's interesting different types. And if no sides are parallel at all, you're in this kite family. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Good luck on categorizing different quadrilaterals. And of course, there's not just four-sided figures, there's five-sided figures, there's three-sided figures. So all of these are part of even a larger family, just called polygons, two-dimensional polygons. It's all the things that you could draw on a flat piece of paper. You could have triangles, pentagons, all different types of things, but we just focused on the ones with exactly four sides called the quadrilateral family. And these are some of the interesting ways to categorize them and interesting types. Hope you found that video helpful, and good luck on quadrilaterals.